Hey everyone, today we're gonna scoot the roast goose over and the roast turkey and the prime rib, and we are going to make a beautiful holiday worthy, Christmas dinner worthy roast chicken in your Instant Pot. So come along, I'm gonna grab a few herbs out of the garden. Yes, I know it's December and I will show you, I'm still getting an herb from my garden. So come along and we'll make a roast chicken in the Instant Pot for Christmas. Now I love using the Instant Pot because when you're doing a gathering or trying to make several things at the same time, the Instant Pot saves your oven and your stove so that you can be making other things on those while your Instant Pot is still cooking something at the same time. So that is why I love the Instant Pot. So this herbed chicken is a great way to combine both the dry herbs that you've got in your pantry with fresh herbs that you can get either from the grocery store or you can get them, like I am, from my backyard. Now most herbs will die as the cold comes in. We live in a place that does get cold. It does freeze here, but there are some kind of cold hardy herbs, and one of those is the rosemary plant. And my rosemary has made it through several winters here, and I love being able to go out there in the middle of winter and pluck fresh rosemary to cook with. It's really fun. It's really just a taste of the outdoor world when everything else is so dead. And so I've begun even to use the rosemary for Christmas decoration ideas because it's another one of those greenery that is still living when everything else just looks so unalive. I also was able to get a little bit of our sage. The sage is not looking quite as perky as the rosemary, but I did grab a few of the sage leaves and I'm excited to be able to use those as well. I did not think my sage was still alive at this point. I thought it was hibernating and I wasn't going to see it again until next spring. So I was pretty happy to see that I still had a few sage leaves that I could use. This herbed roasted chicken is using several different types of spices and herbs. So I'm going to give you an idea of what we are using here. We're using the salt. I like to use cracked lemon pepper, but you can also use just normal pepper. That works totally fine. Then I use sage, rosemary, marjoram, oregano, a little bit of ground ginger. You don't want to add much. The reason for the ground ginger is to add a little bit of a spice taste, like that sausagey taste. My kids love sausage. If you don't like sausage at all, you probably don't want to put in the ginger, but it does add a little bit of warmth to it as though you're trying to make something have that spiced sausage flavor. And that is why when I want that flavor, I like to add just a little bit of ginger. Too much ginger will give it just this total ginger flavor and people will be able to identify that. But we don't want that. We just want it enough that it'll give it a little bit of that warmth and that spice. And then you're gonna add in paprika and a little bit of garlic. And that is it. I put all of these spices together and get it ready to rub on the chicken. First, of course, you're going to want to thaw out your chicken, and this can take several days. My chicken was a pretty big chicken. I would say it was 5 pounds, maybe a little bit over 5 pounds. And so if you have a chicken that size, it's going to take about 4 days possibly to thaw out in the fridge. If you have one that's in between about 2 to 4 pounds, it'll probably only take a day or two. But you can also hurry up that thawing time by putting your frozen chicken into a big bowl of cold water and keeping that water cool as your chicken thaws. You'll have to change that water out. And that should only take several hours then to thaw out that chicken. If, however, your chicken is still a little bit frozen and you've tried your hardest to get it thawed, don't worry, we're using the Instant Pot and you can cook frozen meats in the Instant Pot. The biggest priority for this chicken is that the outside is thawed so that we can roast the outside just a little bit before we put it into the Instant Pot. So no fear if you haven't completely thawed your chicken, we will just make sure to cook it longer in the Instant Pot. All right, so once that chicken is ready to be used, you will go ahead and go into the cavity. There will usually be some kind of a bag in there that will have like some of the organs and that stuff, and you'll take that little plastic bag out because you don't want to roast the chicken with that plastic bag inside of it. And then we're going to turn on our Instant Pot to saute, and we'll put in our butter. As the butter starts to melt, I like to make sure that I'm stirring it up in there a little bit because my butter likes to go all the way to the sides of the Instant Pot instead of spreading evenly over it. Once that butter is nice and hot, you can take your chicken and you're going to put it into the Instant Pot, the breast side down. So you're going to be frying the breast first. You'll let this fry for about 4 to 5 minutes or so, and then you're going to take it and turn it over to the other side and do the same thing on the other side of the chicken. Now this is probably the hardest part for me, is trying to move that chicken around in there. You can use tongs. I use spatulas that are stronger, but whatever you can find that will work to get that chicken to move. All right, once that is done frying, you're going to take the chicken out and put it onto the trivet. Usually there's a trivet that comes with the Instant Pot. And what I like to do is put the trivet inside of a really large bowl. I have a glass mixing style bowl, and I'll put the trivet in that. And then I'll put the chicken on top of the trivet in that bowl. And this is the point where you will take your spices and your herbs that you've mixed, that little rub, and you're gonna rub it all over the chicken, mainly on top, but you can do it around the sides and the bottom. And you're going to take 1 cup of water and put that into your Instant Pot to prepare it for cooking. Now you can go ahead and put your chicken back into the Instant Pot. But one way that I really like to use my fresh herbs in this recipe, and one way that just makes it look elegant and makes it look wonderful, is to stuff the chicken with your herbs. So I take a few sprigs, usually about 2 to 3 sprigs of rosemary, and then another 2 to 3 sprigs of sage, and I will stuff those into the cavity of the chicken. And I think that just gives the chicken some extra flavor. I have done this to where it's actually been too much flavor, so don't do too many herbs in there. But it is really a neat way to put a little bit of extra flavor into the chicken, especially if you like those herbs. All right, so our chicken is back in the Instant Pot on the trivet, and we are ready to cook it. We've got the rub on it, it's ready to go. So we're gonna put the lid on, and we will switch the top of the lid to sealing to keep all of the pressure inside, and then we're going to set it for 30 to 45 minutes. Now, my chicken was a pretty big chicken, and so I would be on more of the 45-minute side of that. But most chickens that are about 2 to 4 pounds will take about 30 minutes. If, however, you did not get your chicken to thaw out and your chicken is a little bit frozen still, you're going to take that time up to 60 to 90 minutes. 90 minutes for those chickens that were very frozen, and 60 minutes for ones that you got kind of thawed, but you know that it is still frozen in the center. You can make this recipe for a holiday gathering, and then you can have leftovers and use those leftovers as easy ways to make meals for over the Christmas break. So you can make quesadillas, you could do tacos, you can make chicken pot pie, you could make soup. I love making a cozy chicken soup that I have made several years in a row. It just tastes so good with bread, and we will do that one a lot. But there's so many options with chicken, as you know. And so that is one of my favorite parts of making this chicken this time of year, is that the leftovers just give you an easy way out for other meals that are to come. All right, so once the timer has gone off, we're going to let the pressure come down for about 20 minutes. So if you're short on time, feel free to let the pressure out. Otherwise, just let it come down by itself. And you can come back in about 20, 25, 30 minutes. See if the pressure has come down and it's ready to open up. Okay, once it is all done, you can go ahead and open it up. Poultry is supposed to be cooked to 180 degrees. So you can always check using a thermometer to make sure that you have cooked this enough. And obviously, if you have not, you can just put the lid back on and put it back in for a few more minutes. But this is a really super easy way to make a wonderful roasted chicken for whether it's just for a dinner or if it's for a special holiday event or it's your Christmas dinner. So I hope you guys enjoy this. You can look here for my biscuit recipe, which goes wonderfully with this chicken. I also have a great sourdough bread recipe using Einkorn, which is the original wheat. And so many people who cannot tolerate wheat or gluten can tolerate the Einkorn flour. It's amazing. So I have a beginner's recipe you can make using that Einkorn flour as well, and you can look at that here too. Let me know if you enjoyed this recipe. Give me a thumbs up, comment, and let me know what you guys are making for Christmas dinner. I would love to hear. And thank you guys for watching. If you have not subscribed to this channel yet, I would love it if you would subscribe and come along. Know that this recipe is also on the blog Hilltop in the Valley. I will put the link below, and you can go onto that blog post and you can print out the recipe so you can have it right in front of you. You can even print it out and then have the video in front of you so you can be watching how to do it while you're reading how to do it. And at that post, it will also give you a lot of other information that will be helpful for making your roasted chicken in the Instant Pot. We'll be back come the new year with some more ideas for you guys, and I look forward to 2023.